a couple of shlokas every Thursday from the 18th Adhyay, mostly because we are chanting it every day and it would be nice to know exactly what we are chanting. So today we are on shlok number 43. Let's chant it first. Shauryam tejo dhritir dakshyam yuddhe chapya palayanam danamishvara bhavascha Kshatrakarma karma swabhavajam. Translation: heroism, majesty, firmness, diligence, and dauntlessness in battle, bestowing gifts and lordliness, all these constitute the natural duty of a Kshatriya. Let's recap a little bit. So from Shlok 41 onwards, we have been discussing the 4 orders of society, which are also called the Varna system. Varna system categorizes all individuals into 4 main groups. The groups are based on your nature, your swabhav. What is your temperament? What are your capabilities? Okay, it is not based on your birth. Meaning on the concept of caste is not at all present or not at all considered in Sanatan Dharma. This is all about your capability, your swabhav, your nature, your disposition, your ability to do things, your gunas basically. So based on these capacities of people to do things, 4 kinds of different duties have been assigned to these 4 categories of people. Now, when we perform our work or choose our work according to our varna, which is in sync with our disposition, firstly, we will be doing our work very effortlessly. It will not feel tiring or boring or, what, kantala. It will also therefore be very successful. And spiritually, the Shastras tell us very categorically that when we do our duties in sync with our gunas, in sync with our swabhav, we are transcending our gunas. So let's understand the different gunas once again of the 4 varnas. The Brahmanas are those individuals whose sanskars are predominantly sattvic. The Kshatriyas are those whose swabhav is predominantly rajasic, and they also have some amount of sattva in them. The Vaishyas are basically rajasic, but they also have some elements of tamas. And the Shudras are predominantly tamasic, with some rajas and a very negligible amount of sattva in them. So this entire spiritual journey which we are on, our goal is what? Is basically to rise from tamas to rajas, from rajas to sattva, and from sattva aim at becoming gunatit or transcending all our gunas. If you notice, our prayer at the end of every session is tamasoma jyotir gamaya. Tamasoma, take me from tamas to jyotirma. Jyotir, light. So take me from darkness of ignorance, tamas, to the light of knowledge. So in the previous shloka, we did, in our previous shloka, in 42, we did the 9 duties of a Brahmana. The 9 duties of a Brahmana, if you remember, if you were present, did not tell me in which area or which profession a Brahmana should be working. A Brahmana could be working in any field, but his duty is what? His duty is to cherish some qualities, some values in whatever he does, in whichever field he wants to act in. He will have to, his swabhav is such that he will cherish certain sattvic values, sattvic qualities. What are these sattvic qualities? Quickly, we'll go through them. Shama, quietness of the mind. Dhamma, restraint of the sense organs. Tapa, ability to do tapasya. Shaucham, cleanliness, external and internal. Kshanti, forbearance. And Arjavam, straightforwardness. Jnanam, knowledge. Vijnanam, applied knowledge, which means wisdom. And Astikyam, faith or conviction. Right? Now we come to Kshatriyas, which is today's shloka. Brahmanas had 9 duties, Kshatriyas have 7. Here also, when we talk about the duties of a Kshatriya, we are not going to be talking about any specific profession. Bhagavan Krishna doesn't give any specific profession to the Kshatriya, but he talks again about values and qualities that will be an inherent part of a Kshatriya's swabhav, nature. Okay? And in whichever field he works, these qualities will be expressed. But there is a difference between the qualities of a Brahmana and the qualities of a Kshatriya. If you just introspect a little bit about the 9 qualities of Brahmana, which I just read out, you will see that they are all internal qualities. They are qualities that a Brahmana develops for his own self. Shama, Dhamma, etc. Shaucham, Tapasya, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam. They have nothing to do with anyone outside or with any situation. They are all internal qualities. Whereas the qualities and the values that the Kshatriya will naturally be disposed to have will be qualities that he will be using in his interaction with others, because they are more rajasic qualities. Okay. Now, traditionally, the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas are supposed to be working mutually together. Okay. So, there is a harmonious symphony in the way they work traditionally, as it was expected in the Shastras. So, the Brahmanas were generally the gurus, and they were supposed to guide the Kshatriyas, who were generally the Rajas, the kings of the land. So the guru would guide the king, the Brahmana would guide the Kshatriya, and the Kshatriya, the king, would protect the Brahmana or the guru. So when these two worked together, there was a prosperity in the kingdom. There was peace in the kingdom. There was dharma in the kingdom. So spirituality must always guide valor. Spirituality must guide the ruling of the land. And the rulers of the land must protect spirituality. So when this happens, there's prosperity. When this happens, there's peace in the land. If this doesn't happen, then gradually the fabric of society gets unraveled. And this is what we have to protect. Sanatan Dharma is such that it protects not only the spiritual growth of a person, but also protects the peace and prosperity of a nation. Kshatriya. This word Kshatriya means the one who protects from hurt and injury. There is a line in Shastras, I'll read it out to you. Kshatat trayate iti Kshatriya. Meaning a Kshatriya is one who protects others from hurt and injury. So let us see the 7 values which are inherent in a Kshatriya's disposition or in anybody's disposition. If these qualities are there, then such a person would be called Kshatriya. 1. Shauryam, heroism. A person who is very brave, who has a lot of valor, prowess, who is ready to battle for dharma, to protect the people from adharma. and he will meet challenges in life, in his personal life also, and the life of the society also. A person who has that disposition of shauryam, he will be called one who is Kshatriya. Second, Tejo, majesty. If you ever see the pictures of our Rajas of the ancient times, you would see majesty, you would see a Tej, you would see a radiance in their demeanor, in the way they would walk, their confidence, their fearlessness. There's a radiance within them. These are natural born leaders, you know. And when they walk into a room, everyone stops and everyone looks at in awe at them. Such a quality, if someone has, then that person is got rajasic gunas. Third, dhriti, forbearance, firmness, fortitude, determination. You know, he'll never give up anything. Once he has chosen a path, he will walk till the end. There's a inner will power inside him. There's a drive. There's a constancy of purpose. He doesn't go on changing his path. He doesn't go on changing his purpose. He has dhriti, firmness. Shauryam, tejo, dhriti. Fourth one, dakshyam. Dakshyam means promptitude, alertness, you know, ability that if there's a danger, if there's some emergency, promptly he will act. He will not get confused. He will not dilly-dally. Promptly he will be able to, he's very vigilant. He's very alert. And if you think of this quality, it's like a Jawan. A Jawan is in a battlefield. Anytime, any danger can come from anywhere. But he has that alertness. He cannot be dozing. He cannot be relaxing. He's always alert. So this quality of Dakshyam, and the next one, Yuddhe Apalayanam. Yuddhe Apalayanam means in battle he'll not run away. You know, he's not a coward. He doesn't get daunted by danger. He's there, he's alert, and he's ready. He'll not run away in battle. Also, he will not accept defeat. He will fight till the end. He will not leave any work incomplete. Okay? And he's not nervous. He's there. Doesn't matter. I'm ready. Whatever danger is there, I am ready. Yuddhe apalayanam. Then comes one very nice quality, Danam. Danam means generosity. He is always going to be a leader of sorts, you know, a person who has all these qualities of majesty, heroism, firmness, promptitude, diligence. He will be a leader. Surely he will be a leader of people. And as a leader, he will look after his people, because Kshatriya means looking after, protecting others from hurt, from injury. So he will be very benevolent, very generous. He will share his wealth. He will share his wealth with all those who are under him, who he protects. And he will share it compassionately. Now, sharing wealth, not necessarily money only. It could be share his time, he will share his knowledge, he will share his care, he will share everything. He will not be conjuice. Okay. And he is not going to be doing this for tax benefit. He is doing it because it is his natural tendency to share. Okay. Danam. And then the last one, Ishwar Bhavascha. Ishwar Bhavascha. He has the bhav of Ishwar, lordliness, grandeur, greatness. He has that power and the authority that goes along with it. It is self-confidence which manifests forward. He cannot control it. He feels like he is the Lord over there, and in a good way, not in a bad way. Yes, he's dynamically active. He's there to protect. He's there to look after his people. So this Rajasic quality with all these 7 values in them, if it is expressed with Sattva, with Sattva Bhav, then we will have a very benevolent ruler, like the kings of our ancient times. All the Satyayug Rajas were like this. They had these 7 Rajasic qualities of a Kshatriya. They were guided by the Brahmanas, the Gurus, and they ruled with peace and prosperity in their kingdom. But as the yugas went further down the line in history, and more pollution and corruption entered into the minds of people, unfortunately, these Kshatriya qualities started getting more and more mingled with tamas. And when there is tamas added into this Kshatriya guna, then one has dictatorship. Then one becomes an exploiter of others. So very important for Rajasic Kshatriya qualities to be protected by the sattvic gunas of the Brahmanas. So that is about Kshatriyas. Then, of course, Bhagavan goes on to the next shloka and gives us the duties of a Vaishya and a Shudra. So let's read that. 44. Krishi Gaurakshya Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Agriculture, rearing of cows, and honest trade of merchandise. These constitute the natural duty of a Vaishya, member of the trading class. And service of the other classes is the natural duty of a Shudra or a member of the labor class. So let's remember now once again that these classes are not about economic power. They are not about inheriting something from your parents. It's about your swabhav, your sanskars, your gunas that you are born with, that you have inherited from your past lives. So, Swabhavajam will keep coming in every shloka. Swabhavajam, it is according to your Swabhav. So, what is the Swabhav that characterizes a Vaishya? What is the disposition, temperament of a person who will be categorized in the Vaishya Varna? His disposition, natural disposition, is to produce wealth. Okay? Produce wealth. In whichever way he is going to be associated with wealth. The Brahmanas were associated with internal development, developing their values and expressing them in every field. The innate disposition of a Kshatriya was valor, protection, taking care of dharma. The Vaishya's innate disposition is to do with wealth. So wherever Vaishya disposition will be there working properly, prosperity will flourish. So 3 areas. 1, Krishi. Krishi actually means agriculture or farming. But here we can take it as producer of goods. Producer of goods. Because in the ancient time, food production was the main occupation. And that was the main occupation which was generating wealth. So in the Shastras, Krishi, which is food production, is equivalent to generating wealth. So naturally, the Vaishya will be having a great aptitude for producing any good which is consumable from whatever resources are available. The resources may be natural resources like food, or they may also be whatever other available resources are there for him. In modern society, everybody is not a farmer now, but there are Vaishyas in modern society also, even though you may not be a farmer, you may be definitely producing consumable goods. So that would make you a Vaishya. Vaishya Swabhav. So they create, they produce goods. Now, creating could also be done by an artist, but that would not make that Vaishya disposition. The Vaishya creates goods which can be sold. So it is about converting a resource into a goods which can be bought and used. So that converting, the Vaishya is very good at converting any situation into a business. That that kind of aptitude is there. Take anything, he will be able to convert it into a business. And it need not be farming, it need not be agriculture, it could be in any field. Okay. Sometimes Vaishya disposition can convert spirituality also into a business. And that we see often over here, right? We are in Kali Yuga. So, Krishi. The second is called Gaura Raksha. Gauraksha literally means Raksha meaning protection. Gau means cow, protection of cow. Once again, like Krishi, cow in the ancient times was wealth. Anyone who had a lot of cows, cattle was a wealthy person. Cows were used as trade also. So, and cows were and are protected. They are wealth. They are worshipped. So they are considered as very precious and sacred animals. So the protection of the cow is synonymous with protection of wealth. So the Vaishya not only created and produced wealth, but a Vaishya disposition was also to protect that wealth. Creation, protection. Then we come to the third one, Vanijyam, honest exchange of merchandise, trade. So you create wealth, you protect the wealth, and you also exchange it, you also trade it. So you not only protect it and hoard it, you not only create it, protect it, and hoard it with yourself, but you must they ensure that this wealth flows through society. If wealth increases and is shared in the society, if it is allowed to flow in society, then that society will flourish. That society will become prosperous. But when wealth is produced and protected and hoarded in certain segments of society, then there will be economic disparity, there will be a stagnation in the nation's prosperity. It's just like our body, you know. Our body is healthy when nutrition is allowed to flow through the blood to all parts of the body. Okay. If there's a blockage in the flow, then some parts of the body will not get the nutrition. They will not get the sufficient blood supply, sufficient nutrition. Then that body part will start decaying. And that part which is hoarding all the blood, hoarding all the nutrition, then what will happen? That part will also disintegrate. That part will also get destroyed. So in both ways, the body would not be healthy. In the same way, see, our rishis were not just thinking of the spiritual growth of the person. They were also thinking of the prosperity of a nation and the proper functioning of society, for which they made the Varna system. So we have three duties of the Vaishya: creator of goods, protector of goods, and distributor of goods. Goods meaning wealth. When it is done in sync with the prescriptions and the do's and don'ts of the Shastras, then we will create prosperity. But when tamas takes hold of the Vaishya disposition, then there will be corruption, then there will be greed, then there will be deceit. So again, every time in all the Varnas, dharma had to be followed. Okay. Bhagwan also talks of the Shudras in this shloka. Again, I will keep repeating this point because this has become so misunderstood. Shudra is not a person. Shudra is a swabhav. Shudra is a disposition. Shudra is a temperament. It's a mindset. Okay. It's a sanskars that the person is born with. So, what is the Shudra Swabhav? What is the nature that we call Shudra? So, people who have Shudra Swabhav, they do not have the aptitude, they do not have the interest also in studying Shastras. They will not be interested in coming for satsangs, okay? They will not be interested in training their intellect. They will not be interested in Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha. All this is like not interesting. See, you can make it out. Very few people are interested in attending satsang. Out of so many people, there are only 20, 30 people on Zoom to attend a satsang, which will uplift you. So everyone is not interested in this Brahmana disposition. Then by nature, by swabhav, some people are not endowed with bravery. Some people do not have leadership qualities. So they do not have Kshatriya swabhav. Again, some people may be leaders, they may be very good at Shastras and all that, but that they find it very difficult to produce wealth. They find it very difficult to create, protect wealth and trade and convert resources into consumable goods. So they don't have Vaishya Swabhav also. They don't have Brahmana Swabhav. A person doesn't have Brahmana Swabhav. A person doesn't have Kshatriya Swabhav. A person doesn't have Vaishya Swabhav. Then what is the nature of that person? Then that person by nature will find it very comfortable and very easy to follow instructions of others. He will find it very easy to be dedicated towards serving the people from whom he will get instructions. And he will be a good sevak. And these are people who are very much needed in society. They make up our entire labor force. So, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Brahmana, these are four important limbs of our society. If even one of them were not there, our land, our society would certainly not flourish. So let us talk a little bit about Varnas and their duties and things to remember. These are not persons. Again, this is Swabhavajam, mental temperament, inherent nature, the vasanas and the gunas with which these people are born. Yeah? It's not an inheritance from your parents. No varna is higher or lower than the other. Okay? Everyone is performing the task that they are naturally suited for. See in our own body. The head can think, cannot walk. The legs can walk, but cannot think. The hands can grasp, they cannot walk. Each body part is doing their dharma according to their aptitude. Therefore, no part of my body is higher or lower, better or inferior than any other part. Okay? They are all meant to work in a synchronized manner for a body to be in perfect health, for a society to be in perfect health, for a nation to be prosperous. Okay? So, a very beautiful example of this is there in the Rig Ved, and it is called Purush Suktam. In Purush Suktam, the Purush is described as the cosmic being. We are on the micro level. On the macro level, there is one cosmic being. And from that cosmic being, everything in this sansar has evolved. This is in the Rig Veda. So the Brahmanas evolved from the mouth of the cosmic being. The Kshatriyas evolved from the arms of the Purush. The Vaishyas evolved or were born from the thighs of the Purush. Shudras were born from the feet of the Purush. The moon was born from his mind. The sun was born from his eyes. Indra and Agni were born from his mouth. Vayu was born from his breath. The space between heaven and earth, which is called Antariksh, it was born from his navel. Heaven born from the head, earth born from the feet, and all the four directions were born from his ears. This is the description of the cosmic being. But see, it is still in us also. See, in each one of us, these four varnas are there. The Brahmana disposition in each one of us predisposes us to share with others, share knowledge, share incidents. We have a Brahmana disposition to share. And what do we share with? We share with our mouth. Then we have a Kshatriya temperament also in us. This Kshatriya temperament drives us to do actions, and we do actions with our arms. And the Vaishya guna in each of us makes us move around to wealth has to be moved around. So there's a Vaishya disposition in us, giving us momentum to move, and that we do with our legs. And then there's a Shudra Swabhav in us also. And this Shudra Swabhav is the most beautiful one, I think, because it helps us to serve others. It gives us humility. It gives us an ability to be there in service of others. And when we are in service of others, we bow down to their feet. So that is how the whole Purusha Suktam has gives us an example of our own self with our four gunas, our four varnas within each one of us. So what we need to do is we need to introspect. We need to recognize the different proportions of these swabhavs in us and what is our predominant swabhav. And when we recognize our predominant swabhav, we have to gauge what is the right kind of work that we should be doing. What are our duties? Now, we may find our swabhav, we may find our duties. But as we've seen, each swabhav has a right way of doing things. And if more tamas comes in, some wrong thing may also come. So whatever you do, whatever duty you do it in karma, yog, bhav. Then it will take you towards your chitta shuddhikaran. That is the way to transcend the gunas. How do we transcend gunas? We transcend gunas by doing our work in karma, yog, bhav. That means no selfish desires to enjoy the fruit of the action. That will be no bhokta bhav. And as you do your action, don't let your ego take control of you. That will take you to no karta bhav. And when there's no karta bhav and no bhokta bhav, then this will start getting refined and vasanas will get sublimated. Then you are on your journey in fast track towards your liberation. So through the Varna system also, Bhagwan is giving us a path, a method, a technique to move towards our highest goal, which is moksha. Let us say, let us keep our goal one step below moksha. Let us keep our goal to be as much as possible 100% sattvic in everything that we do. Then rest of it will be the grace which will take you towards your final goal. Okay? Keep that in mind for 1 week and we will meet again next Thursday for some more. Oh. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Shidarpana. Jai Gurudev.